What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to slap this motor inside of the 911, not permanently, but we're going to see if it fits. And we also have this matte black intercooler to size up once we know that it fits with this tractor turbo. So this motor is going in that Porsche, and we're actually going to push it up the driveway backwards so it can be closer to our toolbox, which obviously has all our tools. So we're going to get started. We're actually pretty excited because this will be the first time that this motor is in the car in nearly 2 years, I think. I'm not sure, a year. We pulled it out in August 2016, so it's been about a year and a half. So today's a big day. Let's get right into it. Okay, now that the car's in here, the first thing that we have to do, because these engines go in from the bottom obviously, is to jack this thing to the sky. We're also going to just remove the engine cover with the wing on it and stuff. That's going to make everything easier because, like all old cars, the shocks are completely blown. So
yep, that'll be super annoying if we don't get rid of that.
Let's get that off and get this thing jacked up.
Alright, so we just got back from a really long adventure to the hardware store. We ended up getting the wrong size hardware and had to go back. But we're back now. And we got this big old pole that goes in the hole in the side of the Porsche.
There's a specific tool for this, but we don't have time to buy it, so...
Yeah, that would require shipping and everything. This works fine, so we're gonna put the rear end up on these gigantic jack stands.
Alright, so it's kind of a weird way to jack up the car, but it's extremely effective, it's safe, and you can put these jack stands right on the torsion bar in the back. And we have, what are these, like RV camper freaking 12-ton jack stands? There's zero chance of this ever coming off of that, so.
Yeah. This way to jack up the car too, it makes it so that we can easily adjust the height of it while putting the engine in the back.
Okay, so we have more than enough room to get the motor under it, and then the goal is to get the motor under it and then lower the car on top of it, and then use the cherry picker to lift it up until the motor mounts. So we got to get it off the stand. We got a pallet to put it down on. We're gonna have to put the exhaust on more. We don't have all the bolts on it, so we're gonna go ahead and flip it over and make sure everything's secure. So we get the cherry picker in here and get this done. So we're actually just gonna take these off because we don't want them to get crushed, and we don't want all of the weight on the heads themselves. So we're just going to take these off and then drop this onto that creeper. We know it'll probably bottom out, but we were going to use the pallet, and that's going to be no less hard to drag across the floor, so that's how we're going to do it.
Alright, so our mic screwed up again here, but JP's just explaining how this crossbar is used to mount the motor inside the Porsche, and on the back side we use the yoke itself to secure the toe straps.
And it's relatively balanced too.
Yeah, it's surprisingly well balanced. It's awesome.
Alright, so we got this cross member now because the other bullshit wasn't going to work. The motor would hit the actual cherry picker first. So we got this on here, which hopefully is enough surface area to balance the motor, and we can slide it into place. You tighten that way too hard, bro.
Apparently.
Okay. Oh, this is a pain in the ass.
It's just really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is, because it's so expensive. It's new. Alright, now we're going to hook it back up to the cherry picker.
Okay, so right here JP's gloating about how well everything is going and how nice this all looks. And he's also explaining how the engine is completely suspended by the engine hoist, and we're now removing the floor jack.
Yeah, this took a lot of planning, guys. I hope you appreciate this. This is for like a, I forget what it's for. Not what we're using it for, but it works perfectly.
It's for cat machinery in some sort of way. I don't know why. We've restrapped the front of the engine and supported the rear with a jack stand. Now we can independently move the front and the rear. Next, we're going to need to line up the front engine mounts, and in order to do this, we're going to have to lower the car.
We have a lot more lowering to do.
We just got to drop it side by side, which is why we couldn't use the actual jack on the back there, and we need to use a stand for now. We've gotten the car as low as it needs to go. Now it's just a matter of moving the engine so that we can thread the front mounting bolts.
Yo, I don't know how you fit under there.
Those burgers haven't caught up to me yet.
Sorry about the audio. I'm going to try to talk extra loud and clear. We're not using our mic because it's a broken piece of crap. Did you do it?
I mean, I can push it up, but I can't also lift it.
Alright, so I'm going to have to come under there too?
Yeah.
About our mic, this is the third one of these that has been broken, so if you're looking for a mic, don't suggest that one. I got to go under there and help them. This basically what we're trying to do is the engine's at a slant right now, so we need to lift it back up because this is as low as we want the car. We can get the rest of the way up with the jack. Is that mystery goo?
It's mystery goo. It's really, really sticky. It sucks.
Alright, so we're actually really close by probably a little bit of luck. We just got to lift the front and put those bolts in, and then we can get this whole like thing out of here and see if our turbo fits, which is the only freaking reason why we're doing this, is to make sure that our turbo fits. I know a lot of you are probably like, why didn't you just take the measurements? You could have just done it that way. I'm not confident in my measurements. What about you?
Yeah, that, and this will make it so that, you know, we could really map out the intercooler piping with everything else that's going to be in the engine bay. So there's multiple benefits to this. All right.
Pretty sure that's it.
Oh, we did it.
Oh shit, dude, there's so much room for activities. This is way more low profile than the old CIS system. Okay, the engine is officially in. Temporarily.
Officially temporary.
So we have an absolute metric fuck ton of room up top for an intercooler, so that's not a problem. And if you guys look down here, we're gonna put an exhaust in just to prove it anyway. But there is a mass amount of room for our turbo, which actually, if you look at our mangled up tin, it sits right up here. And this is the lowest point it sits. Everything else around it is higher and much more forward. I guess maybe that we might have to be concerned about, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't stick past the tin over here either.
No,
so
it doesn't. Pin's right there. We trimmed that for the intake section.
Oh yeah, the intake would sit close to this.
Yeah, so if we put a 90 or just change the angle of it, it'll fit fine.
Yeah, so how we have this set up is, you know, these actually aren't doing anything. These aren't touching it at all. There's one jack under the yoke back there to simulate where the transmission would mount, and then these engines literally just bolt up with a bolt that's like right under there and one that's over here. So 4 bolts holds this engine up.
Yep.
But once we make sure that we have room for everything, we can pull this out and then literally just build the entire engine on the stand, and that'll make sure it's super easy.
And just go through the process again, but for the last and final time.
Yeah, that only took like 2 hours.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Alright, so we're going to put up the turbo half because this is the only side that matters. The other side is going to fit. We know this side's going to fit either, but we didn't do all of this to just stop now, so.
freaking heavy.
Yeah, turbo's heavy, bro. It's a big, stupid tractor diesel turbo. You're gonna need some bolts, aren't you? Here, I'll get them. Okay, so like we were saying earlier, just an absolute ton of room. This turbo could be, you know, another 6 inches forward and it would still fit. So we're good. We can use a tractor turbo. It officially fits. I don't see any reason why we'd have an issue with the wastegate right there either. So now what we're gonna do is tomorrow's video we will pull this back down and then build the entire engine on the stand, because it'll be much easier. And next time it goes up here, it'll be permanent. It'll be for real.
Looks pretty sweet. Pretty exciting. This thing has been out of this car for so long.
Yeah, now we're just committed to getting it done. So tons of room up top for an intercooler too. So we actually have to chop up the deck lid a little bit to get the some more room. We want it to sit in there so it's functional. That thing is going to capture air and direct it to the intercooler. That's how that works. Still figuring out if we're going to use the stock SC intake. We lost that bid on eBay by $2 at the last second, so it's really upsetting, but we'll probably try to work with this. Alright guys, we're going to do our best to speak up because our mic officially broke. Devin's probably going to have to dub half of this video. For some reason it's only recording left side or right side, I'm not sure, it's just one side, so we have to replace that. But anyways, we're wrapping this up now. It was actually quite a lot of work to get that engine off of the stand and inside the car.
Yeah, we came up with a good game plan yesterday and got everything that we thought we were going to need. The only thing that we had to go get today was that rod to go in and jack up the rear end of the Porsche, but it went pretty smooth and we got it all done.
Yeah, we just had to think ahead of time in a lot of these circumstances because, you know, if we lowered the car too much, we weren't going to be able to get under it. If it was, you know, if we put the jack in the wrong spot, we weren't going to be able to move things around right. So, just a lot of careful planning, and the engine went right up. So, we're pretty excited about that. Our turbo fits, which is great. We can use that. We don't have to get a different turbo. We don't have to modify our headers. It looks like we have a plan for our intercooler, which we will start executing as early as tomorrow. We have to because we can't even shut our garage right now because the Porsche's in the way and still on stands. So, we have a lot of work to do, but it's looking like we're going to be able to finish this car as far as getting it running in just a couple of weeks, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting seeing that motor in the car again, finally, and knowing that it's 100% and not broken anymore. It really feels good. Yeah,
it's actually been without an engine since August 2016, I believe, so
long time
not
coming.
Quite 2 years, but in a year and a half. Part of the reason for that is we picked up the Datsun and we had to get custom parts made and all that, but
and it's super expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
You only want to make one big purchase at a time. You can't
Exactly.
just do that one after the other.
Some people can, but
yeah,
we're not. So Devin's going to go ahead and pick a winner for this video's giveaway. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video.
Okay, this video's winner is Clever Trevor.
Alright, Trevor, you can hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media platforms. We will get back to you and ship you your prize. If you're interested in winning the giveaways, all you have to do is like the video if you actually liked it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Sometimes we ask you guys stuff, sometimes we don't. Any comment is eligible. This video's question, if you want to answer it, is we don't know what we want to do with the exhaust as far as mufflers, or if we're going to run no mufflers on this car. What would you like to see with this build? I know for the Datsun, some of you like the side exit, some of you don't. Would you like the Porsche to be as loud as possible, or do you think we should tone it down a little bit, do like a muffler? We could do a single exit dual. It is coming out the back this time because the motor's back here, and that makes the most sense.
It's also way less piping, so the options are, you know, up there.
So comment that down below, like and subscribe, and you're eligible to win free products from Boosted Shades. That's going to do it for this one.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.